Hey there. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Desiree Stafford, and I'm here with one of my amazing clients, Sushila. She's in my Powerhouse Rising Intensive, and she's gotten some great results. So we're here to do a quick case study on exactly where she was, where she is now, and what it took her to get there. So welcome, Sushila. How are you?
Good. I'm really, really good. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. So talk to us about what you do.
So I am a psychic medium, healer, and coach. And I basically help people manifest the results they want within 3 to 6 months. So, and I do a full life turnaround with my work.
That's awesome and pretty powerful.
Yeah.
So let's tell people where you are. Like, where were you before you started the program? Let's start there.
Oh my God, I was like really I was very frustrated with my business. Like I am absolutely amazing at what I do, like amazing. And I was just not getting the clients. And I was just sick and tired of not getting the clients, because I've helped people like have babies and meet the love of their life and create their dream business. Like the things I've done is pretty awesome. I'm like, how do I not have people lining up at the door for this?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I was, working full time in a job that I didn't really want to be in. So I was like, okay, so clearly whatever I'm doing is not working. And then one of my friends shared one of your videos with me, and I really connected to your energy. So I watched a couple of them, and then I just got to a tipping point where I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired of not being able to pay my bills. So I literally signed up for the call, and we spoke the same day. And then that was amazing, because as soon as I did that, I think I put down the deposit for your program, and the month before the program, I think I had like my highest sales month.
That's awesome.
Before I even started.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's pretty badass. All right. So what had you tried before we started working together that wasn't actually bringing in the clients for you?
What I tried before. So, I did a lot of work with different coaches and healers, not necessarily a business coach, but I think there was a part of me that maybe I think I had this, maybe a belief system that, if I just had my energy aligned, that the business would just sort of happen. I think I was very resistant to structure, actually. I think I was very, very resistant to structure. So I think somehow I think when I started working with you, I started noticing like, oh, I actually do need structure. So I didn't work with a lot of business coaches, but I think there were just a lot of things that I wasn't seeing that was limiting the amount of flow I was allowing into my life.
Okay.
And I think that the coaches I were working with were awesome in like kind of helping me in my in terms of like my personal life, but not so much with my business. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So what would you say, other than the structures, what would you say made the biggest difference in, between when you started working with me and the kind of results you're getting now?
Yeah. So I remember when I quoted you what the price point that I was, what I was offering my programs for. And I think immediately you were like, that doesn't feel right. I'm like, oh. So I remember that moment where, I checked in with my guides, and they told me a price, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? It was something like 25K. And I was like, what? So I think so when I shared that with you, I think you just really gave me the courage to go for it and to own it. And I think you also got me to be really present to just the things that I'm able to do in really short amount of times.
Mm-hmm.
Things people have been looking to get in years, I help people get in months, and just recognizing the value of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a big turning point. Plus, I think the importance of celebrating myself and celebrating my successes and celebrating my wins.
Mm-hmm.
I think celebrating myself has actually also been a really, really big game changer for me in terms of just increasing my energy and being able to magnetize amazing opportunities and people to me. Because I think it just gets you to shine more in your light. So you attract other people who are doing more of that in their life too. So that's what I would say is probably what's pretty like,
that's awesome.
Game changing. Yeah.
That really is awesome, because you did, in 2 weeks, what was the number again?
I did 17K. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right. So, and what was that like for you? What was it like to bring in that amount of sales in such a short period of time?
I remember when I signed on the first 10K client, I cried. I was like, because, I feel like I've been racking my brains for so long and so wanting to experience financial freedom, doing something that I love, right? Because I'm very committed to that. And just after just having things not work for so long, having that, it was so funny because just before that happened, I was thinking about giving up. I was like, oh my God, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I should just stop. Like, this is not. And then I'd look at my email and I was like, I don't know. I just ran to the washroom and just like broke down for like 10 minutes. Cause it was like, okay, clearly I'm on the right path and clearly this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
So it was very overwhelming, and it just really affirmed to me that, I'm doing what I'm meant to do and there's only more to come. And it was just freeing and really like wonderful. Like I felt like I had room to breathe for the first time in a long time, because, I tried doing the 9-to-5 thing and it just, but it's just not me. Like it's just, I'm just not made for that world. So it was really wonderful to see that what's possible for me when I really own what I do and really to be a stand for what I desire and the level that I want to play at. So that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. And it's interesting that you mentioned the breakdown, because we typically have like a breakdown before we come through, right?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you were able to stay in the process, right? Like
yes.
to allow yourself to experience a result and not give up, because that's the thing to do. So talk to me about the experience that you're having in your business, more money coming in. Well, actually, before we go there, where were you at financially before you started the program? What were you bringing in on average on a monthly basis?
Oh my God. It's like maybe 1,000.
Wow.
Like really little, like really not that much.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe 1,000.
So what has bringing in this level of income in such a short period of time, how is it impacting your life? Like, so outside of your business, how is it impacting you?
Well, it's just feeling great about just being able to pay off, old debts. And I think it's just affirming for me that it's I think I'm more confident now than ever that I'm on the right path, and that I can really, really do this. I think that's how it's really affirming for me. And just now I'm seeing the light at the end of the, like the light at the end of the tunnel. So, that everything I desire is totally possible. So I think that's kind of how it's affecting my life. And I think it's also inspiring others to really, like the people around me, to really step up for what they want, and to go for it. So yeah, I'd say in that respect, for sure.
Awesome. So how long were you in business before you joined the program?
I was in business for, I would say like part-time for about 3 years. I feel like before I started the program, I feel like I wasn't fully committed. It's like I thought I was committed to my business, but in many ways I was resisting it as well. So I was like part-time for 3 years, but I feel like since we started working together, I felt like, oh, okay, now I'm actually in business. Doing business. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So for 3 years, it felt like kind of like a side project, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's like I wanted it to be full time, but I think there was just so much in the way of me being who I needed to be for it to actually be full-time. It's like my desire and my actions and my self-talk was just not in alignment. So it couldn't really fully manifest. And I think doing the work with you has helped me see that.
Got it. Okay. So you've made a big jump, a big shift, which is fantastic.
Yes.
So it's like, what do you think is possible from here on out for you?
Oh my God. Well, what I see possible is making millions, because that's that's what I want to do. Yeah, it's like
It's possible, you know.
Yeah, and I know that, and so I'm getting ready for that and doing whatever I need to be that, because I'm so like, you know, what I really see possible for myself is having a company, you know, that's bigger than me, and a movement that's bigger than me, and being able to do lots of philanthropy and to inspire thousands and thousands and thousands of people to really live in alignment with their highest self, which is what I'm all about, what I'm a stand for, to really see people living their most fulfilled lives, and in a way that's really sacred. So I see myself being able to build that movement and living somewhere that's not cold, because I'm currently in Toronto.
I'm with you on that, by the
way. I'm like getting out of winter, and being able to travel and just having freedom to invest in the things that I desire, and invest in the things that bring me joy, and add to the quality of my life. So okay. I see that for me versus constantly being in struggles and how am I going to pay my bills?
So not necessary. It's optional. And most people think it's a requirement, and it really isn't. There are sacrifices we need to make in our businesses. There is a transformation we need to go through in order to bring in more income, and do that in a way that's sustainable. But it does not have to require struggle, especially if you have support. So talk to me about because it was 3 years where you were kind of in this place where your business wasn't real. It was more like a hobby. Yeah. And I know that was causing some frustration for you. So what was that turning point for you? You mentioned earlier that you watched some of my videos and you finally reached out, but what was that, the turning point, or what was going on for you at that time in your life that made you say, I'm going to commit to making this change now?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think it was because, you know, I think I was getting used to being frustrated, and I think you just get to like a tipping point.
Sure.
And I think I was just, I think I remember watching or getting one of your videos, one of your posts, and I think the wording was like, oh my God, this is exactly what's going on in my head. Like, this is exactly the conversation I'm having. So I was like, okay. And then I don't know. I think I just got to my tipping point, you know, where it's like now or never. It's like, I can't keep doing this. Like, it's getting way too painful. I feel like I was able to tolerate it for a really long time. And that till I got to the point where I was like, I can't tolerate it anymore. So at least that's what I'm remembering. It feels like a lifetime ago, because I feel like I've done so many quantum leaps since then.
You've grown a lot in a very short period of time.
Yes, that is true, because I think I signed up in October or something, so it's not that far.
But you didn't start until December.
That's right. I didn't start till yeah, that's true. Oh my God, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of work, and I think it's been showing, and that's probably why.
It does show.
Our inner work, and outer work, of course, but yes, a lot of inner work. But yeah, I think I think I just got to my tipping point, I think. And then when I think I came across your videos, it just really struck a chord. It's like, wow, this is exactly what I'm going through. And and I'm like, you know, I turned 30, I was 30 last year. I'm 31 now, but I think it was also that period of my life where I was like, okay, like I gotta figure this thing out, because I'm not willing to continue doing this to myself. And I think there was just a tipping point that happened. I think I just got to my point where I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore.
That's awesome that you made that decision and that you committed and that you're obviously seeing results.
Yes.
So you mentioned, I think you said the word or the phrase was that you got comfortable being frustrated or something to that degree.
Yeah.
So what could have stopped you? Like what might have stopped you from actually saying yes to yourself and joining the program?
What could have stopped? Oh,
Sure.
The money.
Okay.
The money, for sure. Like, I think the money was the one thing that could have stopped me from joining the program. Because at that point, I didn't have the funds in my bank account. But I felt that, I think the reason I made the investment was like, I just felt I had to really go for it. That I had to really go for my dream and go for it fully, and really believe and really trust that I could do it. Plus, I think it was just, but it's not even me. I always check in with my intuition. My intuition was like, do this. Like, like, you know, I'm continuing to commit to work with you. Even that's still a leap for me. But I'm like, no, I'm trusting my intuition. My intuition saying there's more for you for working with Desiree. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I think it was my intuition, but I also really, really, really want this. Like, I want to be able to bring out this work to the world and really help people in massive ways, because it's so amazing to witness people in their transformation. It's what brings me like the greatest joy, which is why I do what I do, because I love it so much. Yeah.
I think that I remember you saying that you really wanted it or something like that when after, on the sales conversation, and then you did, I think you said earlier in today's conversation that you did, I think, your biggest month up until that point, just to be able to cover the investment. So good on you, number one, for investing in yourself and allowing yourself to stretch, because you didn't really know where that money was going to come from.
No.
Which is really important, right? It's important that you're like, I want this, right? And this is how we manifest things anyway. You want a thing. You're like, I'm going to make this happen, even if you don't know the how yet. So I commend you for doing that, for taking that risk, betting on yourself in that way, and look at what's been able to manifest as a result of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So one more thing I want to touch on really briefly is your own personal transformation. So it's great that you're making more money. It's great that you're able to support your clients more powerfully. So talk to us about your personal transformation through this experience.
Yeah, I mean, my personal, big ways, let me think. Well, I think that, like I said before, I think the biggest one was celebrating myself. And I never realized how, it's just how little I think I just made me even more aware of how much the feeling unworthy and not enough was it still is, I'm working through it, is a conversation in my subconscious, and all the ways it shows up. But I found that through doing a regular practice of celebrating myself, I feel more joyful. I just feel lighter. And I feel more like confident to go after the things I want. And I also am better at creating boundaries, because I know boundaries is something that's really something that you talk about in the program. And I've been better at creating boundaries as well, and standing for what I want.
Yeah.
And not lowering my standards, as you share in the program. So I think that's been really great, because I think as a result, I think when you stand for what you want, that's when the universe will meet you with that, right? Versus when you're very loose with that you get kind of loose results, right? That isn't a match to what it is that you say or desire. So I think that's been the transformation, and I think really valuing myself, and I'm only deepening that too in my own experience of valuing who I am and valuing what I bring. not just in my business, but also, you know, just as a human being. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I am super excited for you, as you know, and
thank you.
everything that you've already accomplished and what is further ahead for you. Is there anything that you want to say to wrap this up? Like, are there any final words that you want to leave us with?
Let me think. Yeah, I mean, I want to tell anyone who's watching this video who's on the fence about, you know, investing in your program to listen to your intuition, and if it's saying do it, even if you don't know how. It's like when you make a stand for something and it's in alignment for you, the universe will create all sorts of interesting pathways for you to manifest what you're here to create, and to, no matter what, have like unwavering faith in yourself, because and the universe, you know, well, you are the universe, but but that's a longer conversation. But yeah, just have unwavering faith and surrender, and just trust what unfolds, because everything is really happening for you. And what I particularly enjoy in working with you, Desiree, is that you're really intuitive, and you can pick up on the things that we don't really see. And I think that's amazing. And just the stand you are for strength, to be to the strength to stand up for what you want, and to stand up for who you are, and not tolerate anything less than what's the best. So I think that's pretty cool to see that being modeled for us to
Thank you.
Emulate.
Thank you. So, I appreciate that. I love what I do, because obviously it gives me life to see you really own who you are, show up much more powerfully and authentically, and get more joy out of your own life, right? So, and obviously money on top of that is really nice.
Yes.
But it really lights me up to see you really allow yourself to shine in this way, the way that you have been doing over the last couple of weeks that we've been together. And again, I'm really proud of you and excited for what is next to come. So thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.